hard work, all the pain, all the sweat, all the anguish. The time is now. Ain't no run, ain't no hide. Two teams gonna enter, and one team gonna leave with his head up, the other's gonna leave with his head down. If you get knocked down, that's okay. It's who can last the round. And you got to throw the ball. You can't hold nothing back. Don't get caught up in the hype. It's time to fight. From beginning, you fight to win. In the middle, you fight to win. In the end, you fight to win. We always work to what? Win. Let's go win.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the ASU Football Buzz. I'm your host, Mo Card, and usually we'll be joined by Coach Brian Jenkins, but this is a special edition of the show because we are joined by the senior football players of the Alabama State University football team right here inside the wonderful locker room. Joining us today, we got Shian Park, DeMario Bell, Stanley Robinson, Damian Love, Antonio Humphrey, and Daniel Duhart. Guys, how y'all feeling today?
We're good. We're good.
Exceptionally well.
All right. Well, of course, right now it's a wonderful time to be a Hornet. So, individually, what does it feel to be an ASU Hornet football player?
When I first got here, I really didn't feel like tradition because it was like a lot of individualism, but like over the years, like you just grow closer with the team and the guys, the camaraderie, and like you really feel what it means to be a part of the team.
Me coming in, like he said, I didn't really understand the tradition and things like that, but as the years went on and, as I got the chance to see the tradition and how it was with the fan base and stuff like that in Montgomery with the school, I really understood more, the tradition and just how big it is. So, like I said, it's huge. It's huge.
You don't understand what it feels like to be an ASU Hornet until you coming out of that tunnel. And that to me is you get that you reach that first high every time when the fans are going, when people are calling your name out, when teammates are jumping around. That's how it is, man. That's when you really feel what it's a great time to be a Hornet when you coming out of that tunnel.
Yeah, I've been around Alabama State football my whole life, born and raised in Montgomery, and me actually being part of the Hornet Nation, like I just felt like a part of a bigger family now, no longer in Montgomery, but just having that second family I could call home.
Well, like the first time I really felt like a true Hornet pride, Hornet tradition was the first time we played our first game in the stadium against Tuskegee. It was packed out. There's so many people. You just get chills walking, like Shian said, walking down the tunnel, and then playing my first play as a freshman here. It was sensational.
All right, now, of course, everybody has their story on how they got from here, there, and everywhere. It's universal across the nation. But what made you come to Alabama State through the recruiting process?
Oh man, with me, first off, I knew nothing about Alabama State at all. But I remember when I was in high school, my dad would send off tapes and stuff like that. He actually sent something to Alabama State, and a former coach, Coach Moncrief, he saw the highlight tape, he liked what he saw, and he gave me a call, came to my school, and said that he really wanted me, so he brought me on a visit. And just from day one, talking to him and a lot of the other coaches, it just felt like a family. It felt like somewhere where I could come and really enjoy for 4 to 5 years. And I don't regret it at all. I'm really glad that I was able to come here. Because like I said, just coming here, meeting the coaches and the people and the fan base and everybody in Montgomery, it's like a big family. So it was great to come here and just be a part of it.
For me, well, my grandpa is an alumni here, and I always knew about Alabama State. I always went to the Magic City Classic, Turkey Day Classic, when they played Southern and Mobile. Good thing, God has a way of working things out, and I ended up committed to Alabama State. And at first I didn't like it, but now I love it, and I made it a home, and it's done me right.
Stanley, now you transferred here, right?
Yes, sir.
How did that come about?
It's crazy, like I said. I was born and raised here, and just coming back home, it's just a wonderful feeling. Like I played in front of my family like this since 4 years. So coming back home, like just a homecoming.
Good. Well, most of you guys are from the local area, so Daniel, I'm gonna ask you this question: was it a culture shock coming from Georgia here to Montgomery?
It wasn't. I wouldn't say a culture shock for me, but it was actually my first time ever being in Alabama, so that was a little different for me.
Even though you were right next door in the state of Georgia.
It was my first time ever being here, so yeah, that was pretty much the only thing that was different about it.
Let's talk about this locker room, because I've got a coach to talk about it in his shows in previous weeks. Tell me, what's going on before you guys hit the tunnel? Because, you know, this is that final time you kind of get all together before you hit the field. What's going on in here that people don't get a chance to see that are in the stands before you walk out on the field?
Man, I know with this one, the receivers will go in the showers, and we'll have a motivational speech. It's a lot of everybody getting together with their sections, and everybody, hey, coming up, let's go. And then it's one big thing. We all started going to defense. That's our time where we're not offense, defense anymore. We're the ASU Hornets. Defense, let's go offense. We're going back and forth with each other. It's the gelling of the whole thing. It's the ASU Hornets. It's not offense, defense like we are Monday through Thursday. It's the ASU Hornets.
You can't let everybody come into your home and feel like they come out on our field and feel like they're better than us, feel like they compete with us and get a win on our field. It's just the thing of taking pride in your home and protecting.
And we're just getting started on the ASU Football Buzz with the senior football player on this special edition of the show. When we return, we'll have a more in-depth look at the ASU football program, and we'll actually find out what these guys have to say about each other. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello, Hornets family. I'm Head Coach Brian Jenkins.
Hello, Hornet family. I'm Melvin Hines, Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics.
We're coming to you today to ask the Hornet family to get involved and make contributions to the Devon Gales Fund.
And you can find a link on BamaStateSports.com for the Devon Gale Fund.
As you know, Devon Gales is a young man that participated in football at Southern University. Unfortunately, he had a tragic injury.
So come on, Hornet family. The opportunity is here. The opportunity is now. Support the fund.
And welcome back to ASU Football Buzz. We're joined by the senior football players of the Alabama State University football team, and we'll direct our attention now to the players a little bit more, and specifically Shian Parks. Now, Parks, of course, everybody has this story. I'd like for you to share your story of how you came from where you are to where you are now at Alabama State.
Man, I've never told anyone my full story before, but I'll tell y'all. First, I'm from Montgomery, from the west side of Montgomery Ridgecrest. Went to school in Prattville, was doing school up there in PCA, and I actually got offers from other schools in Montgomery, Faulkner and Huntington's, but I didn't want to go there. I was like, that's not for me. So I came to ASU just because. I was a regular student on an incentive scholarship. But I said, man, I'm not done playing football. So, of course, everybody has their grind story where I was going out there at night. You gotta, if you're a real athlete, you gotta be worked out in the rain. I had my workout in the rain day, so I was like, okay, I'm ready. They had walk-on tryouts, and I tried out. And actually, I didn't even get picked to play. They were like, everybody else. They took maybe 2 guys, and everybody else, y'all good. I said, I'm not stopping here. So I walked over there and I said, I'm playing to Coach Harris. He said, okay, come up here tomorrow. And he actually, gave me my number. I actually started practicing. It was a long process, but I started practicing, and from there it was skin, everything. You can't mess up. That's how, I mean, it's easier for a taller, more stout guy to mess up because, hey, you know what I'm saying? But for me, you got to play perfect. You got to play fast. You know what I'm saying? So it's always a perfection thing with me. So I can make the biggest play but tripped one time, and I'm worried about the trip because everything has to be sounding perfect for me. So that was really my journey, man, and it brings me all the way to here. And I tell everybody the only completion that of my collegiate career is going to be when I score my touchdown, which hopefully will be in Magic City Classic. But that's going to complete everything, my whole entire journey.
I got to throw this one out at you. First of all, when we put you on the height scale, it is 5'2", correct? Mm-hmm. Wait, what is it?
My answer, and if you know me, all these guys know, my height, I tell everyone, how tall are you? I get that a lot. My height, I'm tall enough. How much do you weigh? Enough. I say that because it hasn't ever stopped me in anything I was ever doing before. When it stops me at something, and then I start telling people, hey, I'm X, Y, and Z. But until then, I'm tall enough and I weigh enough.
All right, fellas, so brings me on to this question. What were your first thoughts when y'all saw Parks walk out there with the helmets and shoulder pads onto the practice field? I'm sure everybody has an interesting feeling about this.
Well, my first time was, I seen him at it was a 7-on-7 during the summertime before we even started our freshman season. I was like, every time I see like a short guy, I just automatically just think speed and just, he's got to be amazing or he's got to be a bust. So I definitely thought amazing because I saw him run a little swing route. He just took it, just went to the end zone. I was like, okay, this guy's pretty good. And then ever since then, you know, we got a great relationship on and off the field. And he's definitely the player. It's not about the size of the player, but how much fight he has.
Yeah. Well, I'll say first off, I heard him before I saw him. Like we was out there at 7-on-7, and I just heard him talking. He going back and forth with defensive players and things like that. But when I actually got a chance to see him play, you know, it showed me a lot. It showed me that size doesn't matter, you know, and anybody that has got a chance to know him and be around him long enough can tell that even in his story in itself, it says a lot about the heart that he has, the passion that he plays with. So, you know, size doesn't matter when it comes to him. You know, anybody that he's going to line up with, you know, he feel like he's going to, you know, get the best of him, and, you know, he does that on a daily basis. So size doesn't matter.
Yeah, I really didn't know he was 5'2", but when I met Puck, like I just seen like tremendous heart. Like you got to be a freak of nature to play this sport. Like it's really just crazy. Two men just keep pounding against each other. It's a crazy sport, but and you put his height and his weight in the same measurement of other players. Like it's just tremendous, man. It just a lot of heart. So.
Me personally, like they was talking about that something, I heard him before I saw him, so I'm like, who was that doing all that talking about? What are you talking about? But yeah, but he, like, personally, when I met him personally, like, he was always upbeat, he's always upbeat about everything. On the field, he's intense, he's always intense. Like, even in the weight room, I find myself trying to match his intensity. Like, even when I'm down, I'm like, I look over at Puppy, like, yeah, let's go, he going all out, I'm all out with him. Like, I don't really see him as a small person because he's not, like, he's outspoken. His work ethic, he shows on the field, does what he's supposed to do. He's not a small guy.
Okay, that'll definitely work. Well, of course, these guys have also experienced a change in administration and a change in coaching staff. When we come back, we'll find out what were their thoughts about meeting Coach Jenkins for the first time, how that first practice went, and just some other little tidbits about the rest of the coaching staff. We're here on the ASU Buzz. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
For nearly 150 years, Alabama State University has embraced a mission that is student-focused, academically rigorous, and increasingly global in its vision and scope, with a growing emphasis on scientific research and innovations. With more than 5,000 students representing all 50 states and hailing from countries around the world, Alabama State University offers more than 50 academic programs housed in its 6 degree-granting colleges. As the university expands its science and technology footprint, 2 of our colleges are working on major advancements in STEM-related research and applications. The College of Health Sciences, which boasts in-demand programs such as physical therapy and prosthetics and orthotics, is changing lives with technological advancements that improve the quality of life for injured veterans, stroke victims, and patients who have experienced amputations and other injuries impacting motor control. A recent $500,000 Department of Defense grant was used to secure a state-of-the-art interactive system that allows for advanced study of human motion. Students and professors in the College of Science, Mathematics, and Technology are conducting cutting-edge research in areas ranging from nanobiotechnology to tissue engineering, thanks to millions of dollars in grant funding from institutions such as the National Science Foundation, the U.S. Department of Energy, and the National Institutes of Health. The college is home to several STEM-related centers of excellence, including the National Science Foundation's Center for Nanobiotechnology Research. The university's flagship college, the College of Education, has been ranked among the nation's leading producers of African American educators. The College of Liberal Arts and Social Science prepares graduates for careers in fields ranging from communications to law. The College of Business Administration is recognized for producing entrepreneurs and leaders in business and industry. The College of Visual and Performing Arts has launched graduates to Broadway and beyond. From Broadway to boardrooms, from classrooms to crime scenes, ASU graduates are leaving their mark and making a difference in Alabama, in the nation, and around the globe. Alabama State University. Opportunity is here.
And welcome back to the ASU Football Buzz. I'm Mo Carter. I'm hanging out with the senior football players for the ASU Hornets football team. Now, guys, you've been through several transitions over the last couple of years, new administration and also a new coaching staff. So we'll talk about your current coach, Coach Brian Jenkins. What were your first impressions when you found out that Coach Jenkins was the man that would be hired to lead the Hornets into the future?
Oh, man. Let me tell you about me and Coach Jenkins. First time ever meeting. We were in the weight room. I was just working out by myself, trying to, get it in. And then the strength conditioning coach, Coach Metger, said, "Hey, Coach Jenkins, this is Pup." Coach Jenkins walked up to me, and I was doing about a 60 bent row. Yeah. He walked up to me and said, "Oh, he'll never play for me." I said, "What?" That's what I'm thinking. What? But I said, "Coach, it's a reason why I'm here. I wouldn't be here for no reason." But I said, "We'll see." He said, "Okay." He walked away. I grabbed a 90 and just went to work. You don't know me, But I mean, since then, we've grown a bond. But our first initial meeting was hilarious. I always laugh about it now.
Not to jump in on this, but talking to Coach Jenkins as well, of course. He played football not at a great height either, so he's always told me he's like short guys. So apparently that must have been something impressive to him.
Yeah, when he said it to me, I looked down and I said, "You ain't the tallest yourself now, Coach." But man, he's just like me. We both think we're 6'7". You know what I'm saying? He has that attitude. I'm 6'7". I'm the biggest guy here, and I'm the same way. So I mean, I think I got an inch on him or two, but we'll never know.
Well, yeah. All right. My first time meeting was at his press conference in the stadium over there, and I was just thinking, I was like, hey, we played against him my freshman year, and they got that dub, we got that loss. So I was like, hopefully he can bring those wins that he had at Bethune-Cookman here. And he definitely changed the program, man. My first thoughts on him, he's a man of God for one. And I felt like he was about his business, and he meant what he said.
I know for me personally, the first time, my first encounter with him was we were running sprints at a practice that we had. And I actually finished first. And he got mad. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "You're not giving it all you got." He said, "Line it back down." We ran again, so I won that sprint. The second time, he said the same thing. I said, "Well, Coach, what am I doing wrong?" And he said, "You can't play quarterback for me like that." He said, "Because even though you're winning, right before you get to the line, you're pulling up." He said, "There's more there." He said, "Just don't see it as you're beating the people there." He said, "Beat yourself." And right then and there, I knew he was a different type of guy. He's definitely a leader, and he's very demanding. So I got a lot of respect for him and just his mentality as a coach.
My first encounter with him was kind of similar to theirs. With having workouts and he just getting in different players' face, trying to get them to respond and bring the most out of them. And then getting in people's face, and you see guys folding in front of them, folding. I'm like, I hope he don't come over here. Hope he'll come over here. I'm looking down, I see his feet just walking up. He over here. He just standing up. He in my grill the whole time. It was like a circle. He just in my grill the whole time. In my grill. That was the hardest I ever went. I swear it was the hardest I ever went. I couldn't let him see me forward, and I did.
Well, my first time with Coach Jenkins, we was at morning practice. He just came up to me "Huh, my money on you. My money with you." And from then, I've been respecting him all the time. And just from being there, I learned so much from Coach Jenkins. Just in 1 year, I learned so much from him about being a better man, a better person in life.
Now, Hump and Daniel, I've got a question to ask you. Of course, you guys play on the line, so you're part of those big boy squads. How is it when you got a guy that's about 5'8", 5'9", just chewing you out, and you have to look down at him chewing you out from that perspective?
Like that Tennessee State game, I got a personal foul penalty. He called me to the sideline. He got into me. I looked down there and he like, oh, then I told him to let him get in your head. And I see what you gonna cause there and all that. But I see what he was talking about, and I learned a lot from him about that. But don't put your team in a better situation.
Okay. All right, guys. One word to describe Coach Jenkins. Dig deep for this one, and like I said, no holds barred on this. One word to describe your head coach here.
I'd say emotional. I mean, you never know what you're gonna get when you just encounter with Coach Jenkins. Like he mad at times and he happy and he loves me. Yeah. I mean, I just say really emotional. And also, like I say, emotional about the game. You just see the love for the game and also the love for his players, like us. Like he really loves us, and it shows a lot.
I would say passionate. You know, he's very passionate about what he does, and that's just building off the whole emotional thing. You know, with everything that he does, you know, he's passionate about it. So that would definitely be my word for him.
My word would probably be hungry. Since he's gotten here, he's always hungry. You can see it in him. He's hungry. When he first got here, some people were working out and they couldn't finish. He got down and he started pushing the sled with those guys. Actually, in practice the other day, Coach Jenkins was just playing around, and I happened to turn around on the defensive side, and he had the ball running about 40 yards to score a touchdown with his finger up. I said, man, he loves the game. He's just hungry for wins, and I love that about him.
My one word for him would probably be intense. Like everything with him is intense. Like there's no flatlining with him. Everything is up, go.
Let's talk about maybe your position coaches. Describe your position coaches to anyone out there in TV land who may not know who these folks are, and also give them their names as well.
Prince Pearson. So, Coach Pearson, my first time meeting him, I thought he was a pretty chill guy, laid back. You know, he's gonna be stern and whatnot, but this guy's intense. He's crucial to the point of like he wants you to be so successful that it hurts him. So he's always in our face. He's always yelling down the field. He's always excited. He's an up and down guy. He's emotional, and he just loves the game of football. He wants to see the best out of his players, but he's definitely a character. Like definitely a character.
Me and Pup got the same position, Coach Allen Super. Coach Super, like I've never had a coach that had a receiver coach that had so much knowledge of the game, especially when coming from a considerably young coach. Like he has so much knowledge of the game, and he's just trying to get all that into you. Like every time we have a meeting, like I'm learning stuff that I've never heard from any other coach and stuff like that. Like if I would have had a coach like that, like from my time here, I would be like light years ahead of where I am. And as far as like personally, like you can like this type of coach, you can like any type of problems. Like I haven't personally been going through anything, but I've known like other teammates that have. Like if you're going through something, you need to talk to someone, he's there for you. Anything you need, really.
And to kind of piggyback off that, we've actually had position meetings that was scheduled for like football, but we would end up going a whole different route and start just talking about life in general. So I mean, and that's what I got from this team. They want better men. And I love that. They're not just looking for good players. They make better men. We'll just sit there for a whole hour, whatever time it was, and we would just talk about just being a better man. And I love that.
Coach Orlando, you know, he's a great guy. You know, for the most part, you know, he's pretty laid back and stuff like that. But I can definitely see why he's had the success that he's had. You know, he knows offensive, you know, the offensive schemes and things like that. You know, he's a great coach. Also, Coach Ely, you know, he works with the quarterbacks as well. That's probably the funniest coach I've ever been around in my life. But he also knows the game, Coach. You know, he definitely does. Both of them are great guys, and I can definitely tell why they've had great success, you know, wherever they've been.
Yeah, Coach James Joseph, the running back coach, He actually was part of my recruiting process out of high school. So he's been my collegiate coach. I mean, he's been my only collegiate coach that I had. So I mean, he taught me a lot. He really went through me in my process of becoming a man. And like, he big on life lessons also. Like, he'll probably stop and break it down the defense and just something remind him about a lesson. I mean, some in the news, he just refer to a life lesson, and he'll stop the whole thing and just teach it. Like, it's just one real good person off and on the field.
And Humph, you got Coach McNeil.
Coach McNeil, yeah. We got out to a rough start, like my first 2 years. We got out, but other than that, like he one of the best coaches, the D-line coach that I ever played with. But yeah, I learned a lot from Coach McNeil. Like, I respect him and everything. Like, and he a great person to be around. And like, he taught me a lot of stuff. You know. Other than that, yeah, Coach McNeil, he one of the best coaches that ever coached me.
Sounds good, guys. All right, we're getting ready to wrap up things here on the ASU Football Buzz with the senior football players. When we return, we'll talk about some of the classics that they played in and some of the ones that they're looking forward to playing in the future. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello, Hornets family. I'm Head Coach Brian Jenkins.
Hello, Hornet family. I'm Melvin Hines, Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics.
We're coming to you today to ask the Hornet family to get involved and make contributions to the Devon Gales Fund.
And you can find a link on BamaStateSports.com for the Devon Gale Fund.
As you know, Devon Gales is a young man that participated in football at Southern University. Unfortunately, he had a tragic injury.
So come on, Hornet family. The opportunity is here. The opportunity is now. Support the fund.
And we're back with the final stretch of the ASU Football Buzz. I'm Mo Carter, along with the senior football players of the Alabama State University football team. Now, guys, of course, you play in several classics over the years, but two of them are huge: Turkey Day and Magic City. And you're part of the group of guys that played the first Turkey Day Classic that was played right here in the new ASU Stadium. What were your thoughts about leading up into that game and debuting in this brand new stadium that's just state of the art?
Like it was my first year playing as my redshirt freshman year. Like, you don't really understand like the meaning of like the rivalry. Like, you just, until you see that against the game, this is who we're playing. But like that game, like, you felt it like immediately. Like, this, I've never seen this stadium that packed, like the most packed stadium. It was crazy. Like, the fans interacting a lot. It was like, but like as far as like just playing a team, like, is like the Turkey Day Classic ain't been the same without playing Tuskegee, because it don't feel the same, because it's just like. It's not the same at all.
Yeah. To piggyback off what Bell said, like, our first touchdown in there was electrifying. You don't know the feeling until you hear 20, 25, 30,000 people, and it's just a great feeling, you know, especially when, you know, you're out there making the lead blocks for the touchdown. So it make you feel even better, especially me as a freshman. So it was definitely coming from only having 3,000 people at your game to a multitude, so it's definitely a big difference.
But even talking about it, man, it'll give you chills. You know, and until you're on the field, you won't understand that feeling. And I know the first Turkey Day here, first Tuskegee, I actually took the first snap, because I remember back when Greg was here, he was the quarterback. We had a trick play the first play of the game, and I remember going out there on the field, and it was so loud, and the band was playing that the refs had to actually get the attention of the band director to get him to calm the band down and everybody, because it was just so loud. And like I said, it's no other feeling. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just thinking about it, it'll give you chills.
Okay, now of course that's the Turkey Day Classic. You played Tuskegee, and over recent years you played Stillman. You'll be playing Miles as well this upcoming year. Now the mid-season game, goes down in Birmingham. Magic City Classic. Alabama State versus Alabama A&M. 60,000 plus fans inside the stadium, another 50,000 on the outside tailgating. Just what's the feeling about the Magic City that just sets it apart from any other HBCU Classic?
The atmosphere is just crazy, you know, to come out of the tunnel and see that many people, man, and I don't know, the rivalry is huge. It's huge, man. And like I said, it just creates an atmosphere that you'll never forget, never.
It makes for great football. I remember maybe it was last year or 2 years ago, Bell went down on a vert route, just laid out for it, made ESPN top 10. It was just, the whole stadium just shook. It's like playing in just a regular SEC game, but it means more to us because, you know, the fans are so emotionally attached to the football game and the bands and everything else. It just makes for like a big culmination of just great HBCU football.
Real quick, I remember my freshman year, I actually went to the barbershop and a guy came up to me, older guy, he said, man, I don't care if y'all don't win any other games, just win the Classic. So that, I think that goes to show how big it is for the people in Montgomery, man. That game is huge.
And the A&M and the Alabama State game, it'll divide houses for a week. It's a division at the actual game. I hate Alabama A&M. I mean, don't say that around me. I hate Alabama A&M.
I actually have some old teammates on Alabama A&M. Like, we're cool outside of like the Alabama A&M Classic. Like, I ain't talking to them right now. We might talk after the game, but that's after we win. So it's just, I don't know.
It's basically just them and us. Yeah, there's nothing else to be said about it.
You got to make a choice with this game. There's no in between. I done seen mamas with hearts, one with A&M, one with Alabama State. It'll divide stuff.
Take it off.
I'm telling you.
Well, me personally, like this game right here, this is like a big game for me. Like, this is probably the biggest game ever for me because like my season hasn't been really going how I expected it to go, and so now I'm not getting a chance to actually play. Like, it's gonna be my first game really feeling healthy and playing. Like, I'm ready to play right now. Like,
honestly, man, it's like a Super Bowl. It's that big of a game in my eyes, and you know, with it being my senior year, you know, what better way than to go out and win the Classic my last year? So, you know, I'm treating it that way. It's like my Super Bowl.
All right, that'll definitely do it. Looking forward to that one this upcoming week. The game the guys talking about is the Magic City Classic this Saturday at 2:30 in Birmingham, Alabama. If you're not getting a chance to watch it either on TV or being there in person, you can check it out on the ASU Hornet Sports Network, on your radio dial, and also on Sirius XM, which HSRN. I want to thank all the senior football players for joining us today on the ASU Football Buzz. Good luck to them on the rest of their season. We'll definitely look forward to seeing them get a win on Saturday. For now, I'm Mo Carter. Those are the seniors.